it's Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of wood flowers in the United States. Today's tutorial, we're gonna get extra fancy, y'all. Welcome back, you guys, to another tutorial. Now this tutorial is actually a challenge that was given to me by Maggie, my business partner over here at Oh You're Lovely, and she challenged me to add some flowers to a purse or a clutch, which at first didn't sound that difficult, except for I don't have a clutch, so that's an issue. So we're gonna go head out to the thrift store. So let's go do that first, and then we'll come back. So we're on a little field trip because I don't own a clutch. Don't at all. I just had that camera angle go right up my nose. You're welcome. So to the thrift store we shall go. Y'all, it's actually nice out. I can roll down my window. There's not a snowflake to be seen. It's so exciting, especially this time of year. Do y'all have, when it comes to thrift stores, if you're a thrifter, like certain ones you go for certain things and others you go to other things because they do better with those things? For me, in my town, St. Vinny's is where I'm gonna go for the clutch. I think that's where I'm gonna have better luck than Goodwill, but we'll see. So let's, fingers and toes. Y'all, I was way too confident that St. Vinny's was gonna have what I needed. So I did grab the little quilted one. It doesn't have much name to it, but it's cute. Little clutch gives a little, that dainty vibe, clutch vibe. And I also found this one right at the end. And this one we can actually, it has a much firmer shape. This is like, as you can see, this one holds its shape really well, and you can actually take off little clips to take this off. So this is also a contender for right now. I didn't really want a black clutch, but beggars can't be choosers. So I'm reminding myself, but we are gonna go over to Goodwill. So also, I filmed it. I don't know if we'll include it in here or not, but there was also a really cute clutch that still had its original tags on for like $52 or something. It wasn't a clutch, it had like a little, that thing, a strap. They wanted $15 for it, y'all. $15 for that little thing. Oh man, not today. So, on to Goodwill we go. Alright, so I didn't have any better luck at Goodwill. But I did find this cute little hat, which fits on my head pretty well. This is going to be an upcoming tutorial, so stay tuned for that. I have some ideas, but it might be a little while. So hopefully you're excited about that. So we're going to make the best with what we've got. It's either going to be this lovely quilted doodad, or, oh, I'm making a mess, or the kind of edgy black. Oh, you're gonna have to wait. You're just gonna have to wait 2 seconds. Take your bets now. Which one are we gonna pick? All right, let's get back to the studio. Well, hello there, lovelies. So I filmed an entire tutorial and didn't realize it was in slow motion and had no sound. Again. Yes, this is not the first time that I've done this, but I normally can fix it. This time I can't because I had to talk. However, I'm gonna take this as a silver lining because what I was showing you how to do turned out to be very difficult. Not my favorite way, even though there's some issues with the other way I'm gonna show you, but we're gonna roll with this. And I'm gonna show you a different way. Because I think the creating of the clutch floral piece will be much easier this way than the other way. However, this way also has, there's pros and cons, so we'll talk about it. But I've already run to the craft store to get the supplies that I needed. And so, yeah, we're gonna jump into it again. I also messed up the first time too, and I cut something that I wasn't supposed to cut, and it completely ruined everything, but I was just like, I'm over this. So, you don't even need to know that that happened, but it did because I just shared it. So, anywho, we're gonna jump in again. I'll show you kind of what we created and how we're going to create something different. Okay? Okay. Also, this is why I look like this, because I'm so tired. I'm so done with this project! Ah! Alright. Hear that deep sigh? Oh, it's fine. Everything's fine. The first thing that you're gonna need for this particular tutorial is, of course, Sola wood flowers. These are all stemmed up. I'm gonna take them straight off the stem because I wanna use these flowers and I no longer need them on stems. Lovely. So we've got a mixture in here, and I don't know which ones for sure we'll use, but we do have a mixture of Sophia's, Ranunculus, St. Olaf, Lovely, Dolly, and Mona Lisa. So there's that. You'll also want some greenery. Now you can use little teeny tiny bits and bobs, as I like to call it, of different parts of greenery. We're gonna just pull everything off their stems. I even took our little sedums and I took them completely off, so I just have that cute little, and I didn't do that on the first one. I think these are gonna be so cute and poppin'. On the piece, you're also going to need some elastic. Now I'm using black, and you saw the clutch. It makes sense why. So that, as well as felt, cut to size for whatever you need. And then of course, which I think we already showed this, I don't know I can't remember which parts worked and which ones didn't, but just in case, the clutch, the lady of the day, the hour, you know what I mean. So I'm using a clutch that has a folded up part. Basically the gist of it, I've already started to make one. We're gonna just glue our elastic to a piece of felt. This is gonna be our mechanics for this so that you can remove it. So you don't have to glue it directly onto the clutch. Y'all know me, I would probably do that, but I'm guessing that's not the most ideal for a event for people, most likely, unless you go to Goodwill and find, a clutch for $2. But there it is. So I did do black so it fades in there. This is the con to this particular mechanics. Depending on the ornateness of your clutch, you really only have a couple options with elastic. For the most part, run-of-the-mill, black or white are usually what you can find. I'm sure you can find other things online or at an actual like Sewing Notions type craft store. Walmart, white or black is what you got. And then your felt. But again, this will be nice and handy dandy to take off at the end of the event, and no harm will come to your lovely thrifted clutch. Bingo bango. All right, so I'm gonna bring you down. I'm gonna just kind of show you. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll make another one of these and then we'll get to decorating this purse. Now, there are lots of ways that you can do this. This is how I'm gonna do it. So kind of, if you have the clutch in hand already for this event, that's gonna be useful. If not, you can measure things and kind of eyeball it for the most part, because you wanna have you wanna make your elastic a little bit smaller than the full width of this, because you want it to be a little tight and taut. So my clutch bag is just about 7 inches across. And let me see if I can actually measure what I made, because this is where I'm happy with. Of course, did I measure beforehand? No, why would I do that? It's approximately 10 inches around as far as my elastic, and my little puddle of felt is 4 inches across. So I left about, what I said, this was 7, so 1.5 inches on both sides. I'm not super worried about covering this up because I have some ideas on how to do that. So here's my little piece of felt. Y'all, we're gonna speed this up because my scissors are super dull. And so, yeah, cutting this It's not the easiest. It's a little difficult. I'm gonna make like a little pond. I want it to be a little bit more oval and rounded. And then square. And you'll be surprised. You could probably even make it smaller and fill it in. But you got a lot of space now. A lot of real estate, if you will, to make. We're gonna be gluing everything on there. So, I'm gonna grab our handy dandy glue gun. This was not from this project. This was from something else. Don't mind me. I'll clean that up. And I'll also glue to my fingers. Oh, I don't have my acrylics on. I gotta be careful. Don't glue your fingers. Don't glue your fingers. All right, I said 10 inches, right? Goodness gracious. I would probably too, if the option was available, go with thinner elastic than this thick boy I got, which is a 3/4 inch elastic. I'd probably go with like a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch, if they even make it, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've sewn anything. Fun fact, what started my entire crafty journey was sewing. Bet you didn't know that. Well, you would if you watched our podcast or listened to it. Did you know we have a podcast? We do. Maggie, my business partner. Okay, we're gonna let this sit for a second. Maggie, my business partner, we have a podcast now. So we talked about our crafty journey a little bit on the first episode. If you haven't yet, it's here on YouTube as well as wherever you listen to your podcast, but we have it a video form here on YouTube. So give it a listen, a watch, if you'd like. I'm just gonna let that little guy sit. This one might be a little bit tighter than that other one. I think I made this little guy a little bit smaller. But again, we should be okay. So I'm gonna let this dry or cool fully off camera, and then we'll get to preparing all of the flowers. Oh, Vikram, you stay on. We need glue today. Okay, here we are. So I've actually angled this because when you hold the clutch, you're gonna want somewhere for your hands to rest that isn't completely covered in flowers. So we're gonna put it at an angle. The Greenery again, I'm gonna be using, this is the Sage Greenery. I also have some faux lamb's ear possibly being used. I've got the teeny tiny little sedums, but I might grab some that I didn't pull completely off. I've got the tiny whites. I might use this as filler. I also grabbed this guy. I cannot remember what he's called. Pretty sure he's not available on the site anymore, but if he is, grab him, love him. And then the flowers we've got to take off their stems, which is actually really easy to do. So you take flower and twist, pull, and you're gonna get a little bit of that left, but typically it does not harm the flower in any way. So I need an anemone, and I'm gonna do that with the rest of these flowers, and then we'll get to actually putting them all on this little mechanism, if you will. I just realized this totally looks like a pickle, doesn't it? It's not. But for you OGs of Oh You're Lovely, enjoy the giggle over the pickle. All right. So the main flower of this event is gonna be the St. Olaf. This flower is pretty big, so we're not gonna need a ton to fill it in. So what we're gonna do though, I think, I probably am gonna use a lot less flowers than I did for the first one. So this anemone is not gonna fit, it's too big. Oh, St. Olaf. Are we gonna do the St. Olaf? I'm a little nervous about it now, not gonna lie. Maybe I'll talk you guys through what the other thing that I did, so it all makes sense. I don't think we're gonna need that many flowers. Not nearly the amount. Plus we don't wanna go too far, like 3-dimensional, as I sometimes like to do, because yeah, that's not gonna what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. It's not gonna I wanna say transcribe, but that's definitely not the word I'm looking for. Whatever, you know what I mean. Probably not. You're like, I don't know what that girl means. She says the weirdest things sometimes. You're right. I do. Makes sense in my head. Okay. I think that's the absolute most. I'm almost wondering if I don't use the St. Olaf, even though I love it so much. It might be too much. This might be too much. I've got this other, like, ranuncula. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Maybe we do that instead as our main big flower. Do some other little peekaboos. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll see once I get to gluing. But first, so I have enough flowers. I think the St. Olaf I'm gonna have to put in there. I know someone will be upset. It's fine. I'm upset for both of us. Okay, so to start this, I'm gonna take it off of my, off the clutch so that I don't add any glue to it by accident. But I'm also, before I do that, before I do that, I'm going to glue these two pieces so that I have my shape going. And then we'll get this off of the clutch itself. I am gonna put all my, well, not all of it, but a fair amount of my greenery first to create this shape that I want. And then we'll add more pieces in at the end, wherever we're feeling it's a little bare. Okay, this, I want it to trail this way. Do you see that? If I go that way, we're changing the direction of the whole piece. So I want that one to scoot off that way. Some of these, because of it being super hot glue and thinner plastic, they are gonna melt. Don't freak out about it, it's okay. Normally does not affect the end result at all. At least not to my, I haven't experienced that. You know, I said I wasn't gonna do this completely on the clutch, but I might now. However, if you're doing this for an event and people are providing the clutches afterwards, you obviously can use it. You could create yourself like a little form or something to wrap it around so that it's a little bit easier to visualize. But yeah, you can definitely make this without having the purse on hand. Okay, I think these I'm gonna be sticking into the arrangement as we get a little bit further. Did grab the sedum on their full stems as well, and I think we'll grab, yeah, well, that's already hot, so we can just put that there, but I'm gonna add a little bit more here. I'm kind of doing a mirrored effect right now, so if I have one thing on that side, I have something over here. I think we can start adding the flowers. I don't think I'm gonna put any greenery in the center necessarily. I say that and then I'm like, oh, should we? The other thought I had as I was troubleshooting with the issues that I had from the first way I did this, wouldn't it be really cute to put the felt but then glue on some like moss from a sheet moss, so it's all nice and tight on there, but you could glue that moss first and then put all your leaves and flowers on it. I think that would be super cute as well. Base of greenery is done. Now let's get it to adding the flowers. Normally I don't start with the flower in the middle, but I'm gonna do that because I just need to work off of that one. So this could get very complicated or very simplistic. You don't have to use a ton of flowers if you don't want, and it's still gonna punch a beautiful, what's the word?
Pack a punch. That's the word. Oh gosh, you guys, I'm really bad at sayings today. More so than normal. I'm always really bad at them. How pretty is that? So if you had less, kind of a smaller strip of the felt, you could get away with just like 1 or 2 flowers tops and have this lovely arrangement happening. Gluing it and it's directly on the purse, be mindful of where your felt ends. I almost just glued the purse. I did. I almost did. But I didn't. All right, so some of these spots where there's felt peeking through, so this one I want in here, but I'm gonna have a hard time getting it on the actual felt. You can see the felt is like right there. So we are gonna grab a teeny tiny piece of wire. Luckily I have a whole bunch available to me because I just took them all off their wires. I'm gonna stem this back up once I find my clippers. So then I'll be able to slide this in with the wire. There we go. So you definitely can still use wired up flowers if you want so that it holds everything in place. I need to get one more of these lighter lovelies. Put that there. I'm gonna do the same thing. We're gonna wire her up. So I think most of the flowers, I think we're good on flowers, I think, she says, as she adds another flower to the piece. I kind of like that. I do, I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna add that one too. So we're gonna do another wire. I think if I put one more on there, it's gonna, as cute as that is, from a top-down perspective, look how far that goes out of the piece. It pushes out too far. So we're done with flowers, but we're not done with filler. So let's start adding some more filler. We'll find out real fast. Oh, bingo bango. Bingo bango. So wherever I see holes right now, like right there, some up here too, I think what I'm gonna do is add some of that sedum, but I also have this fun little stuff. So I kind of want to put at least one of these in here. And then we'll probably, yeah, we gotta sprinkle them in a couple other places so that you just don't have the one piece of greenery in one spot, nowhere else. I like to add a little bit of consistency into the piece. And you could take one of these and instead of even just taking it as is, cut this off, and you could put a little guy there. Doesn't he kind of look like, like the ruscus a little bit, but in a more sagey tone. And then we've got this other guy. We'll poke him through over there. Now this one doesn't really have a stem, so I'm gonna put my glue right around here, and then it's a hope and a prayer that my greenery hits that and stays in place. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm loving this one better than the first one, so I guess when life hands you lemonades, you remake the piece and you love it even more, so. And I think I want some more so I really love this one more so than this one. This one's a little too and for some reason, he keeps sliding off that way. I don't want him sliding that way. I kind of like these little bit wider leaves. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get one of these lovelies to slide on in here. Yeah, right there. And I might clip him. I don't know yet. I haven't decided, but I might clip him. And I really like this going off like that. Okay, I'm gonna clip this guy, but we might put him in another spot. We might do that same thing where we did with the other ones, where we just glue it in certain little spots. Yes, I'm loving that there. Okay. I'm loving the flow of this. All right, so I've got a fair amount of sedum here. I might put, you see there's like a little bit of that there, so we're gonna put one more sedum there. Also, with these little sedums, if you didn't want to glue them directly to the flowers, do the same thing like we did with the stems for the flowers, and we can create a new stem. So just taking a piece of wire, gluing it on there, and then popping it in. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. This guy. And I'm actually okay with well, I'm just going to be clipping this. But even if I had that little piece of glued like end piece, I would probably use it just for. And then we're gonna do another once over, see if there's anything else that I need to add to consider this piece complete. I do have those white, tiny white flowers, so maybe we'll put those in. When we get close to the edge of the piece, we gotta make sure that we're gluing it to something that's not the purse, right? So I'm actually gonna do some like gluing it directly onto another leaf. I think I'm gonna give up trying to, oh wait. I'm gonna give up. Maybe not. I kinda like that there. I'm gonna do it. Oh, screw it. I'm gonna do it. I'm extra. I have no shame. Oh, it's so pretty there. I'm glad I did that. Okay, so let's just see for giggles. We might have to add this. I think I'm gonna do the same thing where we're only taking like bits and bobs and sliding it in there. So off of this particular piece, I can get 3 different little bunches that I like. Oh, hello you. Well, I'm gonna replace that with a different thing. Yeah, I like this. I like the little pops that kind of give you the look of, whatchamacallit, baby's breath. And we'll add some down at the bottom. Lovely, lovely. Let's grab the rest of these. We definitely want, just like when we make bouquets, we gotta remember that the person holding it is gonna be looking down this way. So we wanna give them pretty stuff to look at too. So I'll slide a couple more. Well, this is all I got of this one. So just these, just slide in there. Oh, so pretty. Kinda wish I had just one more over there to break this up, but it's fine. It's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. Why do I keep trying to add more flowers? I mean, if I could, I would, but I've run out of space. I think we're done. What do you guys think? Oh my gosh. All right, so I did not glue in the little white bits, but that's fine. Wait, hold on. No, it's not. I'm gonna glue those in real quick. I'll be right back because I want to show you that we can take this off really easily. So I'll be right back. You don't go anywhere. All right, here is our clutch. Here is the lovely finished piece. I gotta remember which side was which. I had the, there we go. So you're just gonna stretch that across. And originally, you remember I put it in at an angle, but here we just put it in straight across to make the angle super simple. Just bring one side over one way, one side the other way. I'm gonna adjust it a little bit because I had a little bit of the, what you call it, the little elastic showing through because I didn't put it in the right spot. Now we're fine, get all the wispies away. Oh, it's so cute. It turned out so cute. Let's go over a couple of the other ways that you can do this, the mechanics. The original idea that I had, now this, I've already taken a couple pieces apart. You can kind of visualize this. Let's just put it on the back of this purse. You can kind of visualize it was like this. That's really bad representation of what it is. But basically what I did was I took a very long piece of wire, I think it was about 18 inches, but I trimmed it down. Couldn't tell you what I trimmed it down to because I accidentally cut off part of it. That wasn't meant to get cut off. But anyway, what I had done was I took a really long piece of wire and was able to wrap it around the overlay of the clutch, and then it had these little loops for where a chain could go so you can have your purse hanging. We used those to secure the wire in place, and then we built up off of that, similar to how you would do like a garland where you start to put piece by piece on top of each other, kind of sandwiching it all the way down, and at the end flip it the other way so that you have this nice beautiful finished piece. And then I cut it in the wrong spot and I filmed it in the wrong settings, and it is no longer here. Well, it's here but not fully. The other thing you could do, depending on the sentimental value or the value of the purse or clutch itself, is you could do something similar, but instead of using elastic to wrap it around, you could just take a piece of felt or maybe something a little bit thicker. You could even do like a little wood circle possibly, and put a pin on it and then pin it to the purse as well. That's another option. So there's lots you can do if you want to decorate a beautiful little clutch for an event, but don't want to actually glue it directly onto the purse, which is always my first option, but I know is not the option for many people. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was a doozy for me, let me tell you. But we made it through the other side, and I think the universe was just like, girl, you can do better. And I'm really loving this one. I'm glad I was forced to do it again. Sure, I'm really glad. No, I am glad. It got me a little bit out of the comfort of, I don't know what I'm saying. It was a doozy. But nonetheless, we are done. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know where I'm gonna take this little clutch, but I gotta figure out somewhere to take. Did y'all see that? My lights just did something weird. I upset the ghost in the studio. I don't know where we're gonna take this ghost. You got any suggestions? I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm slightly freaked out now. If you guys are loving these videos, can't get enough, want to know when the next time we go live, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to find out about the 150 style Sola wood flowers, along with craft supplies and greenery. Go to oohyou'relovely.com, but before you scoot, let me give you something. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off your first order. All right, you guys, I will see you right here next week for another tutorial. Hopefully, I only have to film it once. That's always the goal. All right, you guys, I'll see you super soon. I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely.